Good morning. Great. Good morning, everyone, again, and welcome. This is the program, The Healthy Way. And with us on the phone this morning is Dr. Derek Sr. Good morning, Dr. Sr.
Good morning. How are you?
I am good, thanks. I'm good. The headphone gave me a scare a while ago, but I'm good.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Dr. Senior, always a pleasure talking with you. I was just talking to Claudette Clark, who was telling me that she was there in New York when we wrote the song Waymaker, which was written at
Yes.
your house. And I was just so blessed with that memory. But she was also telling me how she lost her sight, her eyesight, and you were able to help, whatever the reason was, you were able to help and give guidance, and now she's good.
Oh, nice.
So we thank God for that, for small and large mercies.
Yes.
So what are we talking about today?
Well, with COVID still present and so much in our hearts and our minds,
Mm-hmm.
I think it is very important that if we still continue to address the issue around our immunity. So
Yeah.
I think, I would like to talk about the army within us.
The army within us. I like
Within us.
that.
And that is, you talk about how the immunity, our immunity protects us.
Mm-hmm.
So for the most part, is that within us, this army that is within us consists of quite a number of immune functioning cells. For example, you have the CD4 cells. We call them the T helper cells. It tells your body what to do.
Okay.
That's part of the army that is within us. Then you have the antigen presenting cells, or we call them the APC, right? It helps to detect and screen and find things that are not supposed to be within us. We call those the intruders. So it find the antigen presenting cells find intruders, and then you have the other cells, the natural killer cells are killer T cells or the CD8 cells, and then you have antibodies. Now all these, we are so uniquely made that all these cells, we often talk about our immune system, how much it it lives in our gut, like 70% of it in our gut. But here it is now. These cells that we talk about, the CD4, the antigen presenting cells, the natural killer cells, and the antibodies, these are made in the bone marrow, and when they are made in the bone marrow, they then travel to the thymus gland, which is in some part in our chest, right? After a certain age, the thymus gland involutes, it disappears, right? And this is a part of the lymphoid organ system. This is a part of our immune system. Now, the antigen presenting cells look to identify you versus not you.
Look to
Right?
see what should be there versus what is not, what should not be there.
Not be there, yes. So, for example, it detects viruses, bacteria, and cancer cells, those things which are not of us. And if any is found that is not you, it has been transported to the lymph node, another part of our immune system. And these you can find the lymph nodes are in the neck, the head, and the armpit.
Okay.
Right? And after a while, with all these are working, they come to make memory cell.
They come to the memory cell?
They make, when all this is working correctly, you develop what you call a memory cell.
Okay.
So, for example, if you get the virus, people talking about a lot now about the antibodies. If you get, for example, some people get the coronavirus. Some of them are making their own antibody towards the virus. So what that does is it comes in. If you should get the virus again, if you should see the same virus again,
right,
in the same form,
the memory cells will say, I know what that is.
Yes, and then it comes like at the top. It comes and it arrests you. So you can't morph into anything else, and when you have either the vaccine or the antibody, you won't be able to produce any other variant.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how your immune system works. That's what we call the army within us.
Mm.
So and I choose to talk about that because often to hear people says, well, mask versus no mask, vaccine versus no vaccine, that type of thing. I am not an anti-vaxxer because when I was younger, my mom had me get the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine, the
Mm-hmm.
polio vaccine. So I could never be an anti-vaxxer. But what is happening now is the fact that people have concerns about the way this vaccine is made. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like in old, 50, 60 years ago, where they give you a small attenuated version of the live vaccine for polio, for mumps, for measles. Now they have this new technology that has been used, which is the mRNA.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do, they give you the live protein, and this protein is made out of phospholipid or fat. So it give you that form, not the live one. That's why people are so
Are
uptight about
hesitant.
it. Yeah, they're
Mm-hmm.
uptight about it because not much is really known about it, and anything new, people have an adverse reaction towards it because
Mm-hmm.
once they can't understand it, that's what it is. But however, when it does work, it works.
Right,
So
right.
so a little bit of history. Back then, you have, so for example, in 2019, it was recorded that about 203 persons died from vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
In 2018, 109, 119 persons died from the vaccine. In 2007, you have 85 people. But since 2020 up to present time, is over 3,000 people died from the COVID vaccine. That's
Mm-hmm.
what makes it so scary, and that's why people are up in arms about it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going on. So even now, uh, if you get the virus, or if you build antibody, and if you get the vaccine, any one of them, whether Moderna, Johnson and Johnson, AstraZeneca, what they're trying to do, what we're trying to achieve is herd immunity. If more than 70% of the community or the population is vaccinated or have the antibodies, then it will cause the virus to die out. So it won't spring any other variant.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the fuss is about, really.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where we are. That's where we are now. So what they've also said that since 1975, 75, 76, over 45 million people were given the swine flu vaccination, and only 15 people die. And because 15 people die, or about 53 people died, the government halted the vaccine because they think it was too dangerous.
Wow.
They are up in arms about this new vaccine, the COVID vaccine, is that they are saying that it is still because not much is known about it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it is. But hopefully, as time goes by, we will be able to 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 better out the technology, and so we'll have the right vaccine. At some point, you will have a vaccine that would create no problem.
Right. But under the circumstances, I think they're doing the best they can. And
Exactly.
yeah, because it's so sudden and nobody expected this. So you have to
Exactly.
move with what is available and work with the various protocols of wearing the mask, as you
Mask,
mentioned, right?
washing
And
hands,
yeah,
social
very,
distancing,
very important.
right? You have to protect yourself. You have
Mm-hmm.
to you have to err on the side of caution.
Right.
And so I think that's what most of these government is trying to do by encouraging people to take the vaccine because they want to make sure that we can achieve herd immunity.
Explain a little bit. We're almost out of time. How herd immunity works?
Okay, herd immunity is a form of indirect protection from any kind of infectious disease that can occur with some disease when sufficient percentage of a population, and I said over 70%, have become immune to an infection, whether through the vaccination process or if by getting the disease or the
And
virus,
overcoming it.
you develop your own antibody. If you have more, if you have more, say for example, you have a class of 100 people, and you want to get protected. If you have 70 to 80% of that population that is vaccinated or have the antibody, then the other people would be protected, and so you won't spring any other variant
Variant.
of the virus or the disease. So it will eventually die out.
Ah.
So that's what went on with polio. That went on with measles, mumps, and stuff like that.
Hello?
Yes,
Yes, okay. That's what went on with it.
yes.
Right, right.
So
Okay.
hopefully we can achieve that in due time,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be sooner better than later, I think.
Right, right. Okay, wonderful. A lot of persons seem to be complaining. Maybe out of 10, let's say 4 or 5 are complaining about headaches. Could it be because of the heat or, something else?
Yeah, it can be because of various other things. It depends. You have what you call migraine headaches, you have
Mm-hmm.
tension headaches, you have cluster headaches. Um, you can have headache from sinusitis. You can have headaches because of your blood pressure is too high,
Mm-hmm.
which can lead to headaches. Sinusitis. If you have sinusitis and you have postnasal drip, symptoms can include facial pain, sinus pain, even sinus pressure around the nasal passages can become inflamed, and that can lead to your headache. If you
Okay.
have the cluster headache is a little bit different. That it occurs in clusters. Symptoms may include headache, puffiness in the eyes, and stuff like that. That's what cluster headache tends to be. You can
Okay.
also have what you call tension headache. Oftentimes the pain are not as severe. It feels like a tight band around your head.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you put a belt and you try to close it up. So you have this tightness around the head. You have headache, you have the muscle pain, you have the neck pain, and then you have one that is what most people complain about is the migraine headache. A headache of varying, it comes with varying intensity. The
Oh,
intensity, it doesn't stay at one level.
right.
It moves about, you know. And this can come with you can have nausea and you have sensitivity to light. So when you have the light is too bright and it bothers your eye, that's one way in which we can know that it's possible that it is a migraine headache. And
Okay.
it,
If
the
if the
symptoms can
light
be
is bothering your eye.
yes, and
Right.
you have this throbbing in your head, you have like a throbbing headache,
Mm-hmm.
and the headache tends to be severe.
The headache that comes with dehydration, is that a possibility too?
Yes, yeah. So and sometimes when you have dehydration, sometimes your blood pressure can change. So that affects your blood pressure as well,
Right.
oftentimes. So those things you have to take into consideration. So for one, it, headache is just never just one thing.
Yes.
It can be a number of things. Like we talk about the high blood pressure, we talk about the sinusitis, the facial pain, the sinus pain and drainage. You have the cluster headache, you have the tension headache.
Yes.
And sometimes you can have headache because you're not properly rested.
Mm. So we've learned or been reminded today, and I see persons typing in on the WhatsApp and YouTube. I didn't check here. Um, Build up your immune system. Very, very important, especially with all that's happening. Build up your immune system. Stay hydrated. Watch the various types of headaches.
Yes.
Somebody is asking facial pain. They're having facial pain with their sinus.
Yeah.
So,
That person probably has sinusitis, and so
okay.
probably it's not it she probably has it's clogged, so she will have a facial pain,
Oh,
and which can also lead to headache. So
right.
that first of all, you have to address what is the cause of your sinusitis. So
Okay.
if you're eating the wrong thing
Right.
or food that affects you, that causes, for example, for some people, they might have wheat or peanuts or drinking milk, which
And
is
then that
dairy,
triggers the headache.
that can trigger the headache. Some people, you know, they don't do very well with stuff like that. And this is what we've been talking about all year round about the different types of food that will cause these kinds of things,
Right.
depending on blood group you are and stuff like that.
Okay. Boy, it's all connected, eh? And
Everything
somebody
is connected.
saying,
Nothing is in a vacuum.
yeah. Vicky is also saying having headache on the right side.
Yes. So again, it has to be assessed properly.
Properly, right? So if you don't know
Yeah.
the real cause, and then if it's connected to sinus, then you have to see what is triggering, because everybody has a sinus cavity, but what
Yeah.
causes the sinus the headache
Yeah.
could
Sometimes
vary.
sometimes in your facial region, your your ethmoid sinuses are blocked.
Jehovah.
The ethmoid sinuses,
Okay.
ethmoid sinuses, they can be blocked. So unless you get those things clear,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
You
you will
keep
have to
having headache.
you will be having headache. Yeah.
Right. Wow. Boy, I tell you,
So,
somebody say always good listening to Dr. Senior. We always learn something.
wow. So
Can sinusitis or low blood pressure cause numbness and cramp in the head? That's another question coming in.
well, you have to again. For some folks, not as easy as just saying this is it. Sometimes you will have to you might have to do a MRI or a CAT scan
Hmm.
and see what else is going on,
Okay.
and so
Head
you can have to address properly.
right, right. Headache that causes, I guess this means pain all over the face, and it what? Hurt. Could that be migraine? I'm not, could you retype that question? I'm not sure. I think she's saying that causes pain to the touch, I assume.
Yeah, sometimes you can have headache too, and it can be also of a fibromyalgia origin,
What is that?
that you have tender spot. You have,
Okay.
and no matter what you do, if anybody touch you, not only in your head, but if you touch anywhere on the person, you hear them
Hmm.
screaming because they're feeling intense pain.
Pain. Okay.
So we
It's
refer to that
important. So visit the
fibromyalgia.
doctor. Visit your GP, and then they will give you guidance as to what to do. This person says having dry cough with sinus and terrible headache. What is the cause? Doctor Senior not going to know. You have to go do the test or go to your GP. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember now. Some headaches are because lack of sleep. You know,
Hmm.
some if you wear prescriptive lens glasses like I
Ah,
do,
yes.
if it needs to be replaced, that can give you headache.
Headache.
If you're too stressed, you can have headache.
And no, and
Depends on what's going
in
on with you.
and that was my point. That's where I was getting it from, because with all that is happening, a lot of persons are stressed out, and
Yeah,
the stress may not manifest with like you're going mad and walking the street, but it may
right.
manifest in a different way. And one such way is lack of sleep or
Yeah,
headache. Those are
I
just two
headache.
examples. Let me
And
just. Mhm.
if you are exposed to too much of a loud noise,
Okay.
you know, that can create it. And sometimes you see people wearing a headdress, hat, um, bandanas, these
Hmm.
things around their head. If it's too tight, they can have headache too.
Okay. Joy says, "Is low blood count? Does low blood count make you dizzy?"
Yes, it can.
It can. All right.
Yes.
And again, go to your doctor or visit Doctor Senior. I'll give the number in a few. Um, what foods trigger migraine?
What foods trigger
Yeah,
migraine? Sometimes coffee can. So you try to get people off the caffeine.
right,
So because sometimes that can trigger headache.
right.
Sometimes gluten
Oh boy.
can cause headache.
Boy,
It
Dr.
is,
Senior, that one day
it,
hard.
yeah, I know because just about
Because
everything
just
that
about
we eat
everything has gluten.
has gluten. Yeah. So some people say, "Well, I'm not going to eat gluten." You have to eat some
You'd
kind
be
of gluten.
surprised, even the coconut milk that they have. Now I noticed
No, right?
that they're selling the packages, and some of them will have gluten free.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yep.
you have to look for those. If you are if having gluten affects you, you have to look for those
Yeah.
that says gluten free.
Yes.
You know, it's so real. Can dizziness be a cause of sinus, or maybe the other way around?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Um. You can become. It's the same thing. It's almost like having the sinusitis. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you can become dizzy because you have sinusitis.
Right. Right.
You know.
This person from Canada is asking, what do you recommend the vaccine for someone that has fibromyalgia?
Well, that is a what you say now. It's a personal decision. You have to weigh the pros and the cons.
Right. And
Uh,
speak to your doctor.
yes, and know what are the comorbidities that you have,
Right.
and and see what's going on with you.
Right. Speak to your doctor. Pray about it. I was telling you, I didn't plan to take the vaccine. I really wanted to wait a few months and just wait and see what's happening, you know. And I basically just woke up the morning and my sister was like, I'm going. And I was like, oh, no problem. I'll drop you there, but I'm not going. And I was so, I made up my mind. But I had to make it a time of prayer. And I just said, Lord,
Yeah,
I did not have time to process it and say, okay, you're going to do this and so and so. I didn't have time. So I just prayed and I said, God, this is you. Because me not get to process it and have 1 week of fasting before and all of these things are, you know. So I just
right.
got up the morning and went. But I said, God, whatever is in it, and I'm telling you what I did. You know, those who are listening, I'm telling you what I did. You have to make up your mind for yourself. And my suggestion is go and do it. Pray about it if you're fearful, if you have health conditions, talk to your doctor. Please,
Yeah.
please talk to
I,
your doctor,
no,
whatever.
the funny thing is, even with the COVID vaccine, it is not even approved by the FDA. It's only approved for emergency use only. So
Mm-hmm.
if you need to wait to see what's going on with it, because at some point
Mm-hmm.
they will tweak it and it will get much better than you see than it is now. So
Yeah.
I mean, it is within your right to make whatever
Make
decision you
it
want.
right,
You can't
right.
you can't wait to see what is going on, and you feel fearful and you think that something is going to happen to you and you want to go take it. Then it's up to you.
Yeah. This
But
person says, I'm so sorry. There are a lot of questions and we're over time. Um, do do peanuts trigger headache? It
yes,
can.
in some in some people,
In some people, yes. Can
yes,
I
it
take
does.
the vaccine with acid reflux? I had acid reflux and I took it. Yes. So, oh my God. Um, Coffee is true. Feeling dizzy and and the pressure is sugar. What? Pressure and sugar is good and still feel dizzy. What else could cause dizziness?
A lot of things. So one thing that can cause dizziness that we find out is that people that are low on icosapentaenic acid (EPA),
Mhm.
because it affects the inner ear. If you're low on essential fatty acid, that's what it really is, essential fatty acid. Sometimes you have this. space inside the inner ear that causes you to be dizzy, almost like you're having vertigo.
Mm.
So again, that's why we encourage that some oils you do need to take. And oils mean whether it is vitamin E, fish oil, flaxseed oil, whatever it is that is needed that your body, the omega 3, 6, 9,
Right.
we, we need to get those adequate amounts in our diet. And if you get that, then sometimes it can alleviate a simple thing as your dizziness. I've seen it in the office
So that's
many times.
vitamin E and what else?
Pantothenic acid. We just say EPA.
EPA. Okay.
Yeah. If you want,
That's like
you
in
can call it.
omega
Yes, an
threes. Okay.
omega family. So you can say fish oil. You
Right.
can say cod liver oil. Those are the omega from the omega family. So you can supplement with that and see how it goes over a period of time.
Right. Okay. We're definitely out of time. Boy, I tell you, every time we talk,
Yeah,
it's always so something to learn, you know? Thank
yeah,
you so
there's
much.
always so much to share, and we don't have enough time. But whatever
Mm-hmm.
time that we have, we can make it useful, and I think that that's what we have been able to do.
Yes.
And for all the folks that are listening all over the world, but Nadine, let me explain something to you. It's just this week. As a matter of fact, on Tuesday, I had somebody visited me from Kuwait.
From
How,
Kuwait.
from Kuwait. I said
Oh,
to the person, "How did you hear about us?" The person said, "Well, live stream. I live stream Love 101, and I
oh
listen to
my
the
God.
program every week."
From
And I was like,
Kuwait?
"From Kuwait,
Auntie Colleen, you hear that? From Kuwait.
from Kuwait."
They're
And the
watching our
next
live stream.
from, from Kuwait. So it was kind of interesting when I saw the person showed up, and she said, "Well, you have to take care of me now because pretty soon I'm going back to Kuwait, and
Wow.
I want enough." And she said, I've heard about the people that you take care of by the radio. I've heard you, and I've listened to you and Dr. Johnson." And I'm like, I said, "Well, this person is really listening. She's not just telling me stuff. She's
Wow.
actually listening, and she tells me from
She
time to
can tell
time
you
what."
that Dr. Johnson was on.
Yes, and she said she can go back 4, 5, or even 6 programs. I don't even remember.
7,506 miles from Jamaica. And
Right.
she's listening on the what's up name?
And
YouTube and
I stream.
Facebook.
So
Wow.
I'm very grateful that
Yes.
you have been able to get me on your program, and we
Yes.
are doing such a service to the
To
people,
help
not only in
people.
Jamaica but around.
Yes.
Because
Indeed.
she heard about the other people that get help, and she said she knows some people for sure
Yeah.
that got help and never had the same problem again.
Wow.
So she's trying to see
She
if
want fair testimony for fair herself. That's right.
exactly. So at some point she will call us from Kuwait.
I
So
love
again,
it.
yeah, this is Dr. Health with Love 101. Um, with, have this program. We're real people with
Yes.
real problems and a real solution. You can hear it sometimes in your own words, and you can
Yes.
hear it all to you. See, you just told me this morning that this person, Claudette,
Yes, Claudette was
uh,
in Connecticut and then she
yes,
lost her sight. So of course there are different reasons why you would lose your sight. But Dr.
right.
Senior was able to help her and
And And I just want to thank God for
God is
the great
good.
job that He's doing in spite of us.
Yes.
That His truth remain sure, and
Yes.
the fact that He never leaves us or
God is
forsake us.
good. God is
So
good.
so again, it's Dr. Else, where real people with real problem getting real solution, and you can call us at 754-2950. We are at 5 Falls Road in New Kingston, right beside the Spanish Court Hotel. You can call us at 517-9449, and that's out in Montego Bay, Witter Village. Or you can call us on the cell 310-4969. And Dr. Johnson can also be reached at 589-0608. You can come on down. We will be more than happy to assist you and to help you with whatever the condition is. Whether it is diabetes, whether it is COVID, whether it is with heart disease, cancer, you name it,
Yes.
can be of help to you. So come on down, don't be shy, and we are offering you a free
10
10-minute
minutes.
consultation.
Indeed. Thank you very much.
Yes, again, I want to say thank you for having us, and
All
thank
right.
all listeners who are listening.
All
And hope
right.
one day this will be your testimony too.
All right. Definitely. Thank you so much. And all
You're
the best,
welcome.
Doc.
Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye.